to restock my business.
Yeah.
Then the man fled up and started saying, I'm stubborn and unsubmissive and not submissive. Then he will make sure he breaks her bone, and that he should have known not to marry her when she had that shop, that maybe one sugar daddy had built the shop for her, all of this kind of talk. She was too shocked, according to her, to speak. Why are all these things coming up now, just because I asked you for, just because you asked me for 5 million naira? How can I borrow you a money that I'm looking for money to add up to?
Yeah.
Do you get that? Now she said that the guy said, I will make sure I break your bones, and all of those stuff. It's no common these days when you call a woman or a prostitute. Women have gotten used to it, because whether they do anything or not, that's like a general name that people call them. And she said she was too shocked to speak, and she left the house. And yes, she said she was too shocked to speak, and he left the house. That's how the mom of the boy called and says, your husband says you have some money with you.
Wow.
That's her husband's mother. And you don't want to borrow him. She started talking about how a good wife will not mind whatever her husband wants to do with the money. She said she cried and cried and cried, and since then he stopped eating her food and he started coming home late. So a couple of evenings ago, he came to her and he said, is she ready to change her mind? Like, are you ready to give me the money? To ask me if I'm ready, to ask her if she's ready to change her mind, or to give him the money, or she should pack out of his house. Then he gave her the option to either pack out of the house or close the salon, because the friends said most wig stylists are into hookup and they will be paying her 100,000 monthly. Like, he will be paying. His friends told him that most people that sell wigs are into hookup, so he should not let his wife sell wigs. And he said it's either she packs out of the house, or she gives him the money, packs out of the house, or she closes her salon and starts collecting 100,000 naira monthly
from him.
Yes, that he will be paying her 100,000 naira monthly. She refused, because no matter what, according to her, she cannot close her business and be collecting 100k a month. And she says she makes more than that in a day. So right now, she's fed up. She doesn't know what to do. He has given her 7 days to pack out of the house or change her mind, with his mom backing him up. What can such a person do? She doesn't want to lose her marriage, obviously, which is why this is out there now. She doesn't want to lose the marriage, but she also cannot close down the shop. This is a legit... We all know how much wigs before we would see. If we see a wig of 100,000, we would say, that's a very good wig. But these days, a wig of 100,000 is almost nothing. There are wigs that sell for as much as 1 million naira, and people buy it right now. So she says, I can't close down the shop because it's a legitimate source of money, and I make that money like within a day, and I cannot close it down for you to be giving me 100,000 naira monthly. You see, the stories we've been talking about in the last 3 weeks have been connected somehow. So yes, let me hear what your thoughts are. First, I'll start with Olububus. Let me hear you go. What are your thoughts on this?
Wow, this story is very pathetic. And according to the story you just told us, I don't think before her husband asked for the 5 million, they had any issues, they had any problem. Before she even approached him to tell him that she wants to open a wig shop. So from all indications, I think he must have been influenced. People have been talking to him that don't allow your wife to do this. If she goes around doing this is what will happen. And that's why he felt that, okay, maybe I'm no longer going to be the man of the house.
What if nobody told him that? What if, because this looks like he fabricated it.
No, because the way it came, he said okay initially. Didn't he say okay?
Okay to what?
To the when she said she wanted to open the shop, didn't he say okay?
She didn't say okay.
Oh, okay.
She had the shop before they got married.
Oh, okay.
She just needed money to expand the shop.
Okay, yeah. So that means definitely he was okay with her business,
of course.
Before
he realized that she had 7, how many million naira in her account.
Okay, well, I feel that if he was okay with it all along, and now she has 5 million. His friends could have told him that, see, your wife is making so much money.
Why did the friends not tell him since?
That's the way I'm looking at it now. He was okay with it. Now, this money.
Until he was told how much she had.
Yes. And he believed that, how can she have so much money? Maybe he was just looking at that. It's not much. That's why he said, his friend said, she would have hookup. She's doing.
That's why I'm saying he fabricated those things. I don't know. But
For me, I don't think he fabricated, because he was okay with it. But knowing the amount of money, maybe he told someone. Okay, assuming he did not tell anybody. Maybe he's feeling or thinking within himself.
Obviously, because that's how that story will come up.
Thinking within himself, how is it possible for my wife to have such an amount of money? And I think it was a deliberate attempt for him to ask for that money at that point in time, that give me the
an hour later, an hour after. So it doesn't make sense to me, though.
Well, okay, now. So I think he was feeling threatened, that how can this woman have this amount of money? So she's really making a lot of money at this point in time. Then we don't know how he told his mom. We don't know how he put it to her. You get it? And she's reacting based on what he has told her. But nevertheless, it's something I feel that you can call both of them to talk to them, not hear one side of the story. Now, for me, for the guy asking the lady to giving her an ultimatum, I feel he's threatened. He feels this lady is going to have so much money more than me, and my headship in this house is going to be threatened. Now, for the lady, what is she going to do? She doesn't want to lose her marriage. So I think she needs to find a way of talking to her husband to make him realize this is not what you think. Maybe talk to people that can talk to him, that he respects, so they can have a meeting and discuss this together, and let him see that, no, I am not involved in any hookup or getting money from any sugar daddy. Do you get it?
Anyways, I don't think that's his problem. I don't think the problem is sugar daddy or money. His problem is threat.
Yes, he feels
so,
threatened.
but I'll tell you guys completely what I think. But let's take this call.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
can you hear me clearly?
Yes,
yeah.
we can. Welcome and thanks for joining
can
us.
hear
Tell us
you.
your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Sorry, please, I'm not allowed to say my name.
Oh,
All right.
okay. Anonymous.
So Anonymous, it's good to have you. Let's hear you.
Yes. To me, let me first of all start with the mother-in-law. To me, I would just say she's not a good woman.
Okay.
Because if she's really a good woman, she could have called the both of them to hear from the both parties, not just hearing from just one person and concurring to everything he tells you. At least you call the girl, invite your son, hear from the both of them. You as a mother, carry that girl as your own daughter. If it was your daughter that this is happening to, what advice will you give to her?
Okay.
That is number one concerning the mother-in-law. And concerning the husband and the wife, I actually, let's say when I newly got married to my husband, something like this came up because I was a caterer. So I inherited the stuff from my mom because she's a caterer. So we do travel for cooking, for all this.
Yeah.
So when I got married to my husband, he was like, no, I'm not going to allow you to be traveling because sometimes you look at my account. There was the day the issue started was when one money entered my account. We were sitting down together. I just constantly open it because we are husband and wife. At least if I'm doing anything, you are supposed to know.
You're right.
But he was like, the money is for what? I said, the job I told you about. That was when he started his character. At the end of the day, he said that I would choose between the marriage and this my work. I was like, this job, I've been doing it right from childhood. So I can't just abandon my work, my job. My work is my happiness because anytime I'm doing my job, it makes me happy. You will not just come and tell me that abandon that thing that makes you happy. What we did was our pastor that wedded us was involved in the matter. My in-laws was involved in the matter. My family people was also involved in the matter. This thing we did meeting in the church. With all of us, we did meeting. They say, okay, what is your reason why you don't want her to complete this job? She should not go straight to the point. She was like, most women take advantage. Then my pastor now asked me that, If you know you don't trust my daughter to that extent, why do you come to meet me that you want to marry my daughter? It was like, this, that women can change. My pastor was like, is it that your friends are doing this to you or you are doing it to yourself? He was like, nothing. My pastor prayed. He settled the matter. They were like, okay, at that moment, my family would say, any travel job, don't go for it. Okay. I know it hurts me, it pains me, because it's those travel jobs that give me more money than area jobs. Yes. So, at the end of the day, I started staying at home sometimes. I got pregnant, I stayed at home. After giving birth, I stayed at home. Like 2 months, I didn't go anywhere. That was when I started demanding extra. It was not like you are not like this. So I said,
you can imagine that.
I don't have my own personal income now, so you have to do everything.
You can imagine that.
And you promised me salary, you are not doing it. So that's the aspect of him promised me 100,000. Let me tell you the truth. I've experienced it. He may do it 1 month.
All right. Quickly, let's so that we can have more people contribute. So how did you resolve that? How did you think this person? What do you think she should do?
At the end of the day, and our issue, how he settled it by himself, because he realized that one hand cannot handle it.
Okay.
He needs a helping hand from a woman. Okay. So he sat down with all the talk, everybody, his parents, his elders, his own pastor, they talked to him. He sat down and rearranged that talk. Now we are 10 years in our marriage. I do go out for my contract work and there's nothing like that. Okay. So this woman, it's like the husband is just, I will call it, he deliberately asked her for that money. If she can just stand her ground, call people like pastors, his senior brother, just call people that he respects to talk to him.
Okay.
But if he is not ready to calm down, because men will promise heaven and earth, at the end of the day, they will not do one. If he's not ready to calm down, I'm not asking her to pack out of her husband's house.
Exactly.
You can just go to your mother's house or your elder brother's house for the meantime and stay till everything calms down. If he really needs his wife, he will come for you. But if he don't need his wife, to me, you forget about him and move on with your life.
Ouch.
Because now that has shown happiness. Do you know what it means for a woman to sit down at home from morning to night? If I did it, I saw that it's not easy.
All right.
Even with everything I'm eating, you will see me I'm drying because I don't interact with people anymore. It's not going to be easy on her.
All
she
right.
Just at least go to her family house and relax first.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, appreciate that you gave us your true experience on that. But let's keep it coming through, because this is the case in most marriages. You married me as an ambitious person. I'm earning what I'm earning, and like she said, this is a business that is a family business.
Exactly.
It's not something that I just came up. But I would love to hear what a couple of you think. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Sorry.
Good afternoon. This is my friend from Cuba.
Okay.
Hello.
Usama, it's good to have you join us. So talk to us.
No, thank you.
What are your thoughts?
The guy is not. The way the guy did it.
Okay. Yeah.
Your wife called you and showed you that, see, I have a and I want to stop my business. You know what you did was to come and collect the one he has.
Exactly.
What type of? It's not good. You come back to ask her. She gives you the money. Then if she said no, I told you that I want to stop my business, she said I should give you the money. You begin to blackmail her through your mother, begin to give her threat about the marriage.
Yeah.
As if maybe if you didn't marry her, that person will die. It's not good now. Even if you want your wife to pay the money or lend you money, it's not immediately you told her about the money. You begin to have request for money from her, begin to threaten her that back out. What is the guarantee that if the lady give her the money, then if the lady gets another money, she will not ask her again to give her? If she didn't give you, back out. What type of person is that? It's not good. The lady should stood her ground and call the people, her people, communicate to her parents. What is it? They then go and talk to the guy. This one, the mother is supporting her. What is he? Is he looking for 5 million? If he didn't see that money, you wouldn't have asked them to give her 5 million.
You didn't see. She told him. She actually told him herself.
She told him. So you immediately begin to demand the money from her. That is not the way now. And one thing I saw is that the guy too is a greedy person. Because immediately they told her about the money, you begin to collect the money, to collect the money. There's a dispute on the thing. It's not the way your husband is supposed to behave to her wife. You begin to say she should give you the money, means that if he didn't give you, she pack out and give the marriage for you. Is that how to marry? If you marry that person again and they say she has 1 million, you say she pack out. And they don't know. The woman should be careful with this type of husband. The one seen it too. Because the way he's behaving is not the way he's supposed to behave.
All right.
It's a very strange behavior, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Uzoma, for that.
And you see, this is the reason for the conversation of someone who built a house and had all those things and didn't tell their spouse. That was two Mondays ago. Yeah, 2 Mondays ago we had that conversation here. So you can see that things like this are the things that contribute to making someone secretive about what they actually have. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. All right. Let's keep it coming through because of a truth. And I said this thing last week. There's something that would happen that will warrant someone to keep something as huge as building a house or having such assets like because of things like this. Because I tell you and then you want to cut me off. I mean, growth and wealth and all of this is not just restricted to one gender. I won't tell you. If I am here, I will never tell you. I will even tell you my business is struggling. Because there are people that depend on me too. Will I depend on you to provide for the people that depend on me? This is what people don't understand many times. But let's keep it coming through. This one says, "Hi, it's Prince." Oh, okay, that's not our message. But yes, the phone lines are open: 0907353000044, 09087668888. Please leave us a message on WhatsApp and let us know what your thoughts are. Would really love to hear what your contributions are about this. But let's hear you elaborate on some of these issues because you're married again. And how do you think this person can deal with it?
So just like you said, if this continues like this, another time the lady or the woman would not want to tell her spouse if she has anything, because how can you do this? It's just a deliberate attack on her. And the guy, we've been saying it, he feels threatened.
Of course, threatened, and that's not good.
It's
Hello,
not
good
good.
morning.
Not a good sign.
Good afternoon.
Morning.
Hello.
Are you having network issues?
Oh no. Okay, so please turn on the volume of your radio and let us know. Turn on the volume of your radio so that we can hear you properly. You know, 09073530044. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Tell us your name, please.
I have been listening to the radio and what the woman just said, the previous woman. I mean, she made a whole lot of sense. Like, if you're having a child, you should be open and all of that. But if he's not listening, though, if he's not seeing through that he's supposed to be supportive, then I think she should just go back to her parents and rest for the time being and do something work in marriage. But then know that you're not going to give him anything. If not for anything, you should be adding up to the money you already have as a husband so that you can improve on yourself. He should be that supportive, but he's trying to take from you. I don't think that's a father figure, let alone a husband figure. So you should go back to her father's house.
All right. We hear you. Thank you so much.
That's my own contribution.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. You guys are power, you know. You say just go to your father's house and rest.
In addition to what she said, before you even think of moving out, like I said, try to have like a discussion. Call someone who he like respect,
because that's what the woman, the first woman
respect, and have a round table discussion. Try to make him understand that you're not threatened. I'm not trying to take your lordship or headship. It's for all of us at the end of the day.
And I don't want to come off as biased, you know, when I'm speaking about this, because, you know, I'm a woman too. But I can tell you that most times when a woman has resources, it finishes at home.
everything.
Like she wants the house to be as orderly as possible. So I don't know where the threat comes from. And it happens so many times. You'd see a woman who is doing pretty well, doing well for herself, trying to get money. She probably might not have all the money in the world, but she's doing what she can to ensure that she's not a dormant partner.
Yeah.
But there's a man out there who's feeling threatened.
Why are you doing this?
And
why did you do this?
Trust me. If you can give me all the money, why will I work? You think I want to be waking up early every morning
coming to the
at
office?
5? You really think that? I don't think anybody wants to do that. We all want to enjoy. That's it.
The baby girl life, right?
But if we have to work to contribute to ensure that we all have a good life, why not? Why not?
And it should not be a sign of threat.
And this is why most times you see somebody doing well and then they just get married and they have gone down the drain.
Yeah.
Hey, like this person used to motivate me before. These things, I'm telling you, these are the things. There are people who I used to look up to when they were single. They had fire, they had passion.
As soon as they got married,
just got married.
The fire went out.
Guess what? The fire goes out and then they're looking at you for motivation. I'm like, at some point of your life, you were motivating me. So what?
Why?
So
why this?
It's not, I think it's partnership.
Yes.
And that's why I love the fact that woman even called first, because it just helps us buttress the story even more. It's partnership. It's not. It's
a
not.
Woman is even a help meet.
Exactly.
Meet.
So you cannot
something to help you with.
Exactly. And what baffles me the most is when you stop contributing, you're not working anymore, and you're depending on this person for solely everything. They start complaining, like, "Why are you always asking me? Will you wait for me? If it's magic, if it's sauce, you're always."
That's the flip side of the story again. We are waiting for him to do everything.
So at this point, they say women are hard to understand. But after this conversation, I think today, you men are very hard to understand too. Because
I think sometimes it's the ego that's at work here. Sometimes some men don't know how to really, calm their ego. It comes off as, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to tell me that I can't take care of you? But it's not like that.
Yes. And let's not dismiss the fact that some women can become very arrogant.
Of course,
when they have money.
We do.
Yes. Some women can become extremely arrogant and insubordinate and not submissive when they have money.
That's a bad one.
But again, I'm not making excuses for them, but a woman who is with someone who is also trying his best to provide for the family, do that. I don't think that person will be disrespectful. It's only when she's taking on the responsibility of the house. You cannot, you cannot not be living up to your responsibility and also want to bear the head when I obviously am the one. So I think that's where insubordination comes from.
Yeah.
But for a man who is doing all that he needs to do, I don't think it's a bad thing.
And I've seen a case of where a lady is doing everything in the house. This guy is doing nothing, and yet he still verbally and mentally abuses her. Oh, it's because you think you have money. Because, guy, why are you doing this to her?
Doesn't make any sense. But yes, this is the story for today. Let me just do a quick recap for those just joining us. It is about a woman, she had they've been married for 2 years now, and then before she got married, she had this salon and she has a wig store where she sells wigs and all that, what have you. And then, she comes to her husband and says, see, I've been able to save about 7 million naira from my business. I've been able to, let me get the exact amount of money she even said she had saved so far. So she said she had saved about 6.3 million naira from the business, and she needs to add more money so that she can expand the business. 1 hour later, the man comes back and says, give me 5 million naira from inside that amount of money. And she's like, I can't give you because I just told you what I needed, what I need the money for and all of that. Next thing, he goes and calls his mother, and the mother comes bickering and shouting. A good woman is supposed to give her husband the money, not ask the man what he wants to use the money for. But a good man is supposed to know that business is business too, right?
Yeah.
So
you need to put more into the business,
and then he leaves the house angry, not eating the food anymore, not eating her food anymore. And then he comes back one day and gives her the option of, it's either you close down your shop and be getting a monthly allowance of 100,000 from me, or you leave the marriage. Very ridiculous.
And at that point, he's no longer thinking about her business. For you to say, I'm going to give you a monthly allowance of,
he's not even thinking about himself
again,
because a woman that is financially stable will contribute tremendously
and it's
to
less
the home.
headache for you.
So it's ego now. It's your ego against logic. So you're not even thinking about the benefits of what that business can do for you and your home. You're just thinking about what it will do to your ego. And that might not just be always the right thing to do. But she's asking, I don't think anybody has told her what to do. Okay, a few persons say she should walk out of marriages, but you don't just walk out of marriages like that. It takes the relationships that you have cultivated for years. You don't just walk away
just
like
have
that.
to find a way around it.
Yes, and I don't support. I want to take a break. Is either you are going or you are staying. I don't know which one.
No, sometimes you need that to have a clear head.
I don't understand. Take a break.
You do, honestly.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Mata.
Hi, good afternoon. Is this
from
Uche? Yes,
Akamata.
most definitely.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
All right, Uche, let's hear you. What is your take?
I will not be in support of the woman to just walk away out of the marriage or
Yeah.
seek for a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
There are better ways to resolve issues.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how words are bad
Mm-hmm.
or things are bad,
Mm-hmm.
they can equally be talked out.
Mm-hmm.
I think she has to utilize some other options, like engaging some of his responsible family members of the husband, including her own. Let them have a meeting and let them know exactly what the problem is all about, so that they won't see her as a wicked woman or the man also as a wicked man.
Okay.
But they just have to know where the roots of the problem is. So that by the time they identify the root of the problem, then there can be a possible solution to it. Except if she has utilized all these opportunities and the man now insisted, then whatever the man is insisting will not become obvious to anybody. Then she can make a good decision. But not walking out of marriage, because I still believe some people can still talk sense into the man and let him know that the step he's taking is wrong, and what the consequences of it might be. That he is the one using his hands to tear down his family. Maybe he can just have a rethink over it. Then the marriage continues. So it is not appropriate for she just to walk away out of the marriage just like that. But I think time settles a whole lot of issues. She just has to be patient and tactfully handle the situation. Maybe God can just help her and resolve the whole matter. So that's my take in this matter. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you so much, Uche from Akamata, for that contribution. We hear you. Yes, I don't think just walking out like that
it's not
might
solving
be
anything.
Yes, it's not solving any problem.
Yeah.
This is a resolvable matter, right?
Yeah.
That's if you people want to resolve it.
Resolve
But
it.
if you don't want to resolve it, I mean, you just walk away. But this is a red flag, a very big red flag. Yes, if you don't resolve it now, it will resurface later. Because if you expand the business later and you become very financially stable, it might also be a problem. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All
That
right.
woman should not just walk away from the house.
Okay.
Because if she should walk away, they will tag it that yes, the prostitution work that she's doing, that's giving her that money, that's what she wants to go and continue. So she should make sure she involves her family members and his family members. So things that come out tomorrow in the future, no one should blame her. Because
Alright.
this is exactly the same thing that happened to my own friend. She's a saloon woman. That was how the husband sold her container, sold her generator, all her washing, drying machine. He sold everything. Now she's now working in nanny work in school. Somebody that have over how many apprentices. This is not any other person. No, my friend. It happened to my friend. Now she's now working in a school as a nanny, receiving 10,000-15,000.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I'm tempted to ask where they see this or where they see these people. But anyways, that's why it's important to marry somebody that is visionary.
and have lots of
Yes. I mean, I'm not married, but it's very important for you to know that someone that buys into your vision, someone that understands your vision.
where you're coming
You know,
from,
so
like,
some people are just hunters. They just hunt you down and they just want you. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. There are people that have lots of potentials that just went down the drain because they married the wrong set of people who didn't understand their vision.
Right.
Because it's very important. If you have a man that is supportive, you can do a lot more with your life, and you can do a lot more with your career and all of that. It just takes someone who is supportive and someone who understands what vision you have and can help you build it, and just bring you up to standard, whatever it is. But my heart goes out to those of you that are going through this, because it's very disheartening. It's depressing even, because you want to in my very eyes, you want to reduce me from 100 to 0.
Elaine should look much more better than when you first met her. When she's married to you, she needs to look much more better.
And let me tell you, Olububus, I've seen a situation where something like this happened. The man says, I don't want you to work. I just want you to be at home to raise my children and everything. Okay. And then something happened. The man was no longer in a position where he can provide as much as that.
Terrible.
And now the tables are turned. Okay. You're lazy. You can't even support the home. You can't support the family. Now they're separate. They've been separated for a very long period of time because that person thinks that the wife can no longer contribute. Meanwhile, at the time when she was going to
you told her not to do so.
So you need to even use your brain sometimes. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Matamata. Sorry, you check out back.
Quickly, please.
All right.
You see, sometimes it's not just enough to marry a visionary man, though it counts. However, on the long run, the visionary man you marry can also be indoctrinated by friends or his family members. Then you begin to ask yourself, is this the same man you saw? Is this what you saw before you go into this marriage?
Right,
that's
right.
true.
That's true.
In most cases, when the table turns around, it becomes different thing entirely. We begin to see what we never saw, what nobody foresee coming. So in this situation, there must be something that has been influencing the man to take up this decision. And if you look at the way the mother of the guy is behaving, so you can see there are some traces that it's like he has been indoctrinated.
Thank you. I agree.
And out of unnecessary ego of the man too, he refused to do the needful.
Yeah,
it's like him not trying to rub shoulders with his wife, or like, how will my wife do this? All of this is just what someone who he respects, that talks sense into him, needs to sit him down and talk to him.
Yeah,
and that was why I suggested. So I had don't fight for it, but there are some people who gave reverence to their pastors or imam than the one they even give to God. If necessary, if the wife finds out that the man, that is her husband, can listen to these people and so people can talk sense into him, I think it's a good avenue for her to utilize also. But just walking out of the marriage or taking a break from it, that does not solve the whole problem. Imagine a situation whereby children are involved in this marriage or in this relationship.
Okay, that's another
it's also a challenge of its own. And you cannot just ask a lady to just walk out of her marriage and abandon her children.
Exactly.
It's not easy.
It's not
easy.
At all.
Yeah.
Right.
So I still maintain that she tried to utilize every other opportunity in order to resolve issue.
Okay.
I think it can be resolved.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Uche from Akamata. He says it can be resolved. And I agree. It's just to talk about it or keep it a secret. At this point, I'll advise you to keep it. Yeah.
For now?
Yes. I'll advise you to keep it a secret. Because tables can turn.
Yeah.
Tables can turn. You cannot ignore a very potential business. Everyone knows to sell wigs, you have money.
Yeah.
If you sell one, you can.
Capital.
That's a very lucrative business. Do you understand? So I don't advise you to close that down. I don't think that you should close that down. Although some people might want to say anything that will make your marriage work, but marriage is not the only thing that God brought you to this life to do. It's one of the things that God has brought you here
Helps
to do.
you get to your fulfillment.
Yes, it's not. So if your marriage is working and every other thing in your life is not working, you will still be depressed. Yes, and if that marriage eventually does not work, and then it breaks in the future because of something else, you'd regret that because you had a stable source of income. You could have made you could have earned a living for yourself and maybe your children, but you decided to ignore that. So me, I will tell you now to keep it a secret. No problem. no problem. See that my money, I won't give you. I will go and look for how to reinvest it and have someone mind my business or manage my business. But to close it down, I don't advise you to do that, because
to close the business down,
it's a very unreasonable decision. You shouldn't close down the business for anything. But try to work it out. Try to talk it out if you're listening. Try to talk it out. Yes. Have a conversation about it, and then I think from that conversation you can know. Make him see the reason why that's not a that's a ridiculous decision. You know,
and it's not a threat. You're not a threat to him
at all. So let's hear. You remember the first one said the scammer, they did not give her the monthly money. So they can now, from that 100, they can now say it's 50.